I'll start with the game at Friday night, 8 p.m. We got our first rematch of the postseason, number 8 Oklahoma versus number 9 Alabama. To me, it's been a little bit surprising. Oklahoma has actually won the last 2 matchups over the last couple of years versus Alabama. It's been a low-scoring affair each time. Aaron, is it fair to expect this again this time around?
I think it is just because of the defenses and how well they maintain their, their dominance and composure, no matter what kind of, changes we've seen within the offenses of these teams, right? Like both of these teams have quarterbacks who we thought could win the Heisman at one point in time. So
Yeah.
it's crazy to think, but no matter what, these defenses are still top tier. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. Very fair point. Yeah. On the other side of that, I think I am thinking it's going to be a low scoring game again as well, just because of the reports of Ty Simpson's injuries, like his back, I think herniated disc or whatever else it is. We kind of saw a different version of Ty Simpson in the SEC championship game, so that might have been something he was dealing with at the time. And then we've seen Oklahoma's lack of offensive power, throughout the season. So mixed with the defensive things that you mentioned, I think this will be another low scoring game, and which will make the turnover margin even more magnified, even more important. The last time these two teams played this season, it was a pretty close game, 23-21, but Alabama severely lost that turnover battle. They fumbled the ball 2 times, once really deep in their side of the field, and Ty Simpson also threw a pick 6. So all of that put together is what Oklahoma needed in order to barely win, a 23-21 game. It's hard for a defense to, as good as, Oklahoma is, it's hard for a defense to replicate that kind of success. So it's with a game that close, with turnovers uncharacteristically that high, the statistics kind of indicate that it should be Alabama who wins this game if they play again. Unfortunately, the team roster might not be the same this second time around. Alabama was missing some key players in their loss to UGA in the SEC title game, namely Jam Miller, running back. They had -3 rushing yards. Josh Cuevas, tight end, LT Overton on the defensive line. If Alabama has a non-existing running game again against Oklahoma, this game it might get really ugly. I mean, Oklahoma has a much better defense than UGA and can make this game really, really bad for Alabama and Ty Simpson, especially if he's dealing with that, back issue. And if they keep forcing him to throw the ball, if they can't get any success on running, it might look pretty bad. Josh Cuevas, he's been an important, safety valve for Simpson this season. It would be huge. It would be a huge factor if he was able to make it back for the game this weekend. Do you have any points on how, for Alabama to win this game, do you have any points on what they would need to do?
Yeah, like you said, like not be one dimensional. I think if they're limited to just an injured or grimaced, Ty Simpson having to do it all, I don't think this it's going to get it done. And then also they're going to have to be disciplined. Like you said, it's going to come down to turnovers no matter what. So if they can win the turnover margin battle, I mean, hey, they may get it done, but they're already at a disadvantage by playing on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go. For Alabama to win this game, Ty Simpson just has to be on point, right?
Yep.
I think we saw last Saturday a lot of his passes were off target during that SEC championship game. So Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, they have to be able to help Ty Simpson out any way that they can. And I think Kalen DeBoer's, game script will account for that when planning for this game. I think he is, as a head coach, I think he's elite at that. But the reason I think Oklahoma will win this game is that Oklahoma, especially on defense, is really good at making you question your game script. The quote that stuck out to me: "Everyone has a plan until they get knocked in the mouth." Kalen DeBoer seems to have trouble adjusting his game plan based on how the game is going. And with the injuries that have mounted for Alabama at those key positions that I mentioned. I think Oklahoma will be able to take care of business at home during the playoffs here in Norman. What do you
Hmm,
think?
interesting. I'm going to actually have to disagree with you there.
Okay.
So, the question everybody's wondering is, is Alabama done? Are they a bad team? What's going on? Are we in turmoil? To the Alabama fans out there, I think you can shut that down. I think you're here for a reason. You were playing in the SEC championship for a reason. You had so many tough games. You went through the gauntlet in your regular season schedule for a reason. Um, I think they finally had a chance to heal a little bit and actually take the time to to breathe and game plan. Right. I feel like playing in just those tough games back to back to back to back to back, they were kind of numb to tough games and didn't. I,
Mhm.
I think they honestly didn't prepare fully like they needed to for Georgia, and that's why we saw that outcome.
Mm.
But I think after that wake up call, they're going to come out, they're going to compete, and I think they're going to find a way to win.
Nice, nice. Does Kalen DeBoer take the Michigan job?
If I'm wrong and he gets blown out, you never know what could
Welcome to
happen.
Ann Arbor.
Yeah.